This might be uncomfortable to hear. If Reiki actually worked for most people, they wouldn't need session after session after session. And before anyone comes for me, I'm not saying Reiki is bad. I'm just saying it's incomplete. To be honest, Reiki is my introduction to energy healing. I used to work with Reiki energy quite often. If you're new here, my name is Aneeka. I'm a psychosomatic and root cause trauma healer. I work with the emotional and energetic imprints that create physical illness, anxiety, chronic pain, and repeating life patterns. I've worked with people who've done Reiki for years. They still feel stuck, exhausted, inflamed, or emotionally shut down, or experiencing the same life patterns. Today, I want to talk about why Reiki often doesn't create lasting healing. What actually does. Reiki works only at one layer. Reiki absolutely does something. It calms the nervous system, it brings temporary relief, it helps people feel lighter, more relaxed, more peaceful. That's beautiful. Here's the problem. Relief is not resolution. Reiki mostly works at the surface energetic layer, the aura, the emotional field, the stress response. Trauma doesn't live there. So where does trauma live? Trauma is stored deeper than Reiki reaches. Resolved trauma is stored in the subconscious, the body tissues, the organs, the hormonal system, even the cellular memory. This includes childhood emotional neglect, suppressed anger or grief, ancestral trauma, sexual trauma, survival patterns like people-pleasing or self-abandonment. Reiki doesn't actively locate, engage, or dissolve these imprints. What happens when people feel better for a day or two after a Reiki session, or maybe a week? Then the symptoms return. Why people get dependent on Reiki sessions? This is something not many people talk about. When healing doesn't address the root cause, people unconsciously become dependent on regulation instead of liberation. Their system learns, I feel okay when someone else holds my energy. That's not empowerment, that's energetic outsourcing. True healing should make you less reliant on sessions, not more. What is the missing piece here? Lasting healing requires conscious trauma resolution, not passive energy flow. That means identifying the exact emotional imprint creating the symptom, locating where it's stored in the body or field, actively collapsing that pattern, and allowing the nervous system to reorganize without it. This is why some people have spontaneous healing crises. Crying, shaking, exhaustion, emotional release. That's not bad energy. That's the body finally letting go of something it's held for decades. I've worked with clients who had years of Reiki, acupuncture, therapy, counseling, you name it. One woman had chronic back pain and fatigue for most of her life. In one session, we identified the emotional imprints of carrying everyone else's responsibility since her childhood. So when that pattern released, her spine literally unwound during the session. She didn't need weekly sessions after that. Her body knew how to heal once the root cause was gone. There is nothing wrong about Reiki. I want to be clear on that. This is not about blame. Most Reiki practitioners are deeply heart-led. They just weren't trained to work with subconscious survival patterns, trauma held in organs, ancestral or pre-verbal imprints, or nervous system recalibration. They were taught to channel energy, not dismantle the architecture of trauma. When does Reiki help? Reiki can be amazing as a nervous system support during acute stress or grief, after deep trauma release, as a gentle integration tool. It should never be the end of the healing journey. If you've been doing all the right things, Reiki, meditation, therapy, counseling, self-help, something just isn't shifting. That doesn't mean there's anything wrong. It just means the root pattern hasn't been addressed yet. I run workshops and deep healing sessions focused on dissolving trauma at the source, so your body, emotions, and life can actually recalibrate. If that resonates, the link or the links I have is in the description down below. If this video stirred something for you, let me know in the comments. Because healing doesn't need to be endless. It just needs to be precise. Thank you.